Well, Pastor Dana Coverstone has been given a very chilling dream on the Statue of Liberty that I guarantee you will shake you to the core. I'm going to get into it, guys. Before we go any further, if you enjoy my daily content here on YouTube, I encourage you could help support my channel and ministry over on Patreon for as little as $5 a month at patreon.com/conservativetruth. That link in the description gets you access to all of my bonus content, over 20 exclusive podcasts talking more about sensitive information. Plus, you get the alerts for anything I post there. Unlike YouTube, where you don't get all the alerts and you guys have missed so much of my content. So after you get done watching this video, just browse back to see what it is that you've missed. Also, please like this video, share it, hit the bell, subscribe, and I wear the glasses because I'm blind. Now, like I mentioned, Pastor Dana Coverstone given a shocking dream about the Statue of Liberty. He's been given a lot of dreams this year, talking a lot about what's to come around the election time, post-election, beyond that. Very chilling dreams. Some people agree with it, and some don't. You have to use discernment. However, he was given another one here. It was actually on Monday, September 7th. Now, this was Labor Day. Then he comes out, and he actually did a report about it the following day on Tuesday the 8th, and it said it was about the Statue of Liberty. He said of all the dreams he's had so far from God, this was the one that shook him to the core. In the dream, he saw the Statue of Liberty. It seemed like any other day. Statue of Liberty had the torch, had the Declaration of Independence in her grasp. Everything seemed fine until a storm started brewing. I mean, it came on quick. I mean, this thing started forming basically out of nowhere. All of a sudden, winds start picking up. Waves are crashing all around it. He could see in the dream there was a boat of these men that were kind of fighting the waves, but they were trying to make their way over to the Statue of Liberty. It was almost as if the storm was kind of working along with these men, almost as if they were like working together, like they knew the storm was coming somehow. Statue of Liberty was looking around, saw them approaching, but she stood firm the entire time. Then all of a sudden, rocks and all sorts of debris starts hitting the Statue of Liberty. Eventually, some of them even cutting her, gashes, cuts on the face, even one to the heart. I mean, Statue of Liberty here is bleeding in the dream. You can understand the symbolism here that America has been under attack, and we know that the Statue of Liberty represents America and our freedoms. Even though some people, there's a lot of controversy about the Statue of Liberty, a lot of people don't like it, but it is, a symbol here in our nation. But we know the attacks we've been under. So in the dream, it continues. Statue of Liberty continues to be attacked, but it will not let the torch go. It will not let the Declaration of Independence go. Every now and then, he said in the dream, she would drop her, take her torch hand, and she would work to kind of secure the Declaration of Independence. But then these men got even closer. More stuff started hitting her. Eventually, something hitting her in the face that finally caused her to collapse. They then started getting rope and trying to tie it around her and pull her down into the harbor. From there, they were trying to pry the actual torch out of her hand, but she would not let it go. I mean, there was a fight with this to the very end. She would not let this go. She did everything that she could. She was crying out for help. And what Pastor Dana believes is that this kind of symbolizes all the work that America has done to help other countries over the years. This was the Statue of Liberty, or America saying, will any other country come to help us? Is anybody going to come to help? But nobody came whatsoever. She continued to fight. They could not get that torch out of her hand. Eventually, they just started cutting off her hand altogether to get it out because they had they didn't know what else to do. She would not, this is America. It's fighting here, okay? It wasn't going to just give this up just to these people out of nowhere. Also, took the other hand of the Statue of Liberty, tied it behind her back that was containing the Declaration of Independence. That had been beaten up with debris. That had been cut up and destroyed as well. They finally got a hold of her, put her almost in a bag, kind of wrapped her up like a mummy, according to what Pastor Dana said about the dream, and then dragged her out into the harbor. Still, though, kind of fighting this entire time. At some point, it cuts off. Statue of Liberty gets detached from the boat, ends up in the water, but then pops back up again. Very defiant as he explained it here. Then the boat backs up and runs over the Statue of Liberty, just right over her head. She goes back down again, but continues to pop back up. It went ahead back one more time, hit her again. This time, although she did come back up, it was, to be believed that was the end for the Statue of Liberty. There was no more life in her, trying to represent no more life in America. So this was a very chilling dream. Could this be possibly the end of America as we know it? It could be. Or God could give a window of repentance as well. We always have to remember that he's always willing to do that. We know at some point that's going to run out. So whether this is all going to happen sooner than what we think or not, we have to pray. We have to trust God no matter what it is that's going to take place. No matter what you think about Pastor Dana Coverstone, some agree with him and like him, some don't agree with him and don't like him. But always pray over these. When you hear these words, that God would give you wisdom, that he would give you clarity as to what it is these people are seeing right now in this current end time that we are living in right now. I will put all the links to this down below in the description. You guys could watch the full video from Pastor Dana, and you could also take a look at the transcript of that prophecy on the Statue of Liberty as well. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with this? The Statue of Liberty prophecy? Do you not agree with it? What do you see taking place here in the last days? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I'll talk with you soon.